Hi everyone! As you can already hear, we're trying something a bit different with this video at the beautiful Fusion Resort in Cam Ranh, Vietnam. Cam Ranh was originally a small fishing village south of Nha Trang, but after the primary airport in the region was moved here years ago, it became its own beach destination. From the street, the resort has a completely unassuming entrance. The long driveway leads up to the modern reception area, modern but still with the lines of buildings typical in Vietnam in the 1960s. Like most common areas at various Fusion resorts, the reception is open air and understated. On the right side is reception itself, and on the left is a lounge for guests to wait. The special thing about this reception, though, is the view over the property. Most resorts in Cam Ranh are built on hills sloping down to the beach, and Fusion is no exception. If you Google Fusion Cam Ranh, this is undoubtedly the view that's going to come up. Now we're at the central core of the resort. Everything in the resort leads to or from this area, and of course we have some Vespas for rent also. I'll speed this up a bit. As we walk down the stairs that slope to the ocean, on the left side behind us is the spa. Straight ahead of us is the main restaurant and main swimming pool in the older part of the resort. Later on in this video we'll talk about the new part. And on both sides of us are multiple categories of villas and a children's play area to the right. One thing that you'll see in this tour is a mix of cloudy days and sunny days. That's because we filmed this tour in December of 2020. December is usually a shoulder season, weather-wise. The best time to visit this area, or Nha Trang, or anywhere around here, is really from January until September. So now, we're going to head down those stairs ahead of us, through the restaurant, and to the main pool. Now we're at the main pool in the older part of the resort. On the right side is the main restaurant where at the time of recording, a buffet breakfast was served on the weekends, along with lunch and dinner on all days. Straight ahead is their pool lounge and bar, which also has a beautiful pizza oven. Sorry to pull you aside, but if you are enjoying this video, please support us and give us a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss our next upload. Alright, back to the tour. Beaches in Cam Ranh are usually a little bit different from Nha Trang, where the beaches are normally wide and flat. In Cam Ranh, the waters are generally rougher and the beaches on a more dramatic incline. That being said, if you're someone that loves the sound of the ocean like me, this is the place for you to be. Moving back up towards the pool, we need to show off the resort pool's most distinctive characteristic, an actual runway that you can walk across in the middle dividing the two areas of the pool. Not sure how functional it is, but it does provide a good Instagram opportunity. Now we're going to take a tour of the villa that I stayed in. This is an oceanfront pool villa. One thing I have to point out, the Do Not Disturb sign is one of my favorite touches from the whole resort. I always appreciate truly original touches like that. So first we walk through the sliding locking door, which also is a unique thing that I don't think I've seen in any hotel before. We walk into this massive bedroom and it's just completely surrounded by windows. Even on a cloudy day, there's tons of light pooling inside the villa. Also, the styling is done in such a way that it really brings the outdoors in. Inside, all you have are whites, creams, dark woods, and cool blue tones. I will say, compared to the exact same villas in Fusion Resort in Phu Quoc, this room is quite a bit bigger and just a better use of space in my opinion. Now, as we move over to the wet bar, it's great to have an espresso machine, but I think it's also really thoughtful to also include a single cup pour-over coffee option, along with the normal assortment of teas. I must also point out, the room has a no durian sign. So most resorts in Vietnam don't allow durian, but I think this is the first time I've actually seen a sign inside a room. Lastly, we have an empty mini fridge. In my opinion, they should be fully stocked and chargeable, or at least put a few free items inside. Empty fridges don't make a lot of sense to me personally. Every room comes with its own Bluetooth speaker, which you can connect to your own devices. On the table, you'll see a QR code for room service. I thought this might be a bit gimmicky, but truly it was super easy to order food, and the staff reply to you via text message inside the app just to ask about little details. Do you need ice? Do you need a straw? Etc. It really was a great system. You can also see that the dining table somehow doubles as a makeup table with a flip-up mirror. Haven't seen anything like that before. Just behind, we have the other side of the wardrobe. Plenty of room for anything you'd want to bring. If I had to be critical of one piece, it would be that the doors are massive. For me, they're easy enough to open and close, but I imagine for some guests, they'd be pretty heavy. Okay, now we move on to the bathroom, which, like a lot of hotels nowadays, seems to be the same size as the bedroom. Again, the room is full of natural light, and the bathroom comes equipped with a double vanity and a massive floating bathtub. The design is cool, it's beautiful, but personally, I was a bit reluctant to go inside as it looks a bit fragile. The shower and toilet room are nicely tiled, with a large seat in the shower. One note about these two small rooms. You can access the bathroom from either side of the villa, but in order to access the toilet room or the shower, you need to close off access to the bathroom, because those sliding doors serve double duty, if that makes sense. One note also, at the time of filming, Fusion was using all bulk containers for their toiletries, but they were still providing single-use plastic water bottles. Finally, we have the nicely hidden outdoor shower. As we make our way out to my favorite part of just about any villa, I'll point out that there's an extra AC added in addition to the central AC. So I assure you, it gets plenty cool inside the room despite all of the windows. As we open the picture wall of windows and step outside, there's also plenty of seating, for around 8 people in total. The one thing in this villa that I must be critical of though, is the access to the pool. It's a vertical, metal ladder with no sort of gripping material on the steps at all. I can imagine for some guests, this would be a serious deal breaker. Just so you know, all of the pool villas in the newer part of the resort though, those pools all have easy access. So if you're going to be staying in the new part in a garden villa, don't worry about this. Last thing in the room that I'm nitpicking about are these vinyl roof covers. They give the villa a great look, but they also make noise when it's really windy. No worries though, a quick call to reception and they tightened it up in no time, but still, not the best design. Now we're walking straight down to the beach from the front of my villa. It's a beautiful grassy area with lots of palm trees. At nighttime, it's lit up really well also, and on a windy night, you can see just how much sea breeze blows onshore each night. Last thing, on the beach, Fusion has these strange looking seating pods. I guess they're comfortable, and I guess they cover you from the sun and give you a lot of cross ventilation, but haven't seen anything like those before. Alright, Now we're going to take a really short walk to the main restaurant. My villa is just 2 houses away, so it's really not that far. This is where you're going to have breakfast every morning. While I was there, breakfast was a la carte, and I'll be honest, there are a lot of hotels that are doing this now because of COVID, and the a la carte option I have no problem with. Except in this case, the baked beans were actually chickpeas, which I don't understand, but other than that, overall the breakfasts were delicious and also included a fruit plate and juice and coffee and basically whatever you would get from a buffet normally. Dinner at the restaurant was a treat though. The menu is organized by region of Vietnam, so even for guests that just arrived to Vietnam for the first time yesterday, they'll see exactly where their food originates from. I thought it's a really good touch. We also need to talk about the room service that I mentioned before. This crab cake on mango salsa might be the best room service dish I've ever had. And clearly, it doesn't look like room service food either. Now it's time for a brisk walk up to the spa. If you didn't know, the spas are generally the centerpiece of any Fusion resort. Why? Because the spa's free. The spa treatments are included in the price of your villa, which usually makes Fusion resorts a really decent value. While I was there, they were doing some decoration and renovation in the lobby of the spa, so I didn't want to disturb them with filming. So we're just going to go straight into the heart of the spa. Different from other Fusion resorts here, the layout is split into satellite buildings that come off of the main pathway, and each building is used for a specific type of treatment. The majority of these satellite buildings are specifically for massages or massage-like treatments, with around 8 treatment rooms per building. Then, all the way in the back, you have the yoga pavilion, which was super quiet on the day when I was there, but in general would be a peaceful place to be. Okay, now we're gonna stay on the whole health and wellness kick, but now we're in the new part of the resort. When we zoomed in on the Google map in the beginning of the tour, you noticed that part of the resort looked unfinished. In reality, it is finished, it's just an old Google map image. But if I had to choose, 100% I would choose a room in the older part of the resort, and I'm gonna tell you why. Where the reception area is basically the top of a hill. Half of the hill slopes down to the ocean, and the other half slopes down to the main road. The problem here is that the new area is sloped towards the highway, and you don't hear the highway, but you don't feel like you're anywhere near the ocean. As loud as the surf is here, you can't hear a thing. For some, that might be an advantage. For me, that's a deal breaker. But I digress. Each area has its pros and cons. In the new area, the villas are a bit bigger overall, including the outdoor space. The pools are easier to access. The massive main pool is also in the newer area, along with all of the fitness facilities, the gym, the tennis courts, just about everything. Also, on the right hand side, that round building over there is one of the other restaurants, which at the time of filming was closed due to COVID, and they were just serving out of the one main restaurant. And here we have the gym. Bright, open, airy, and relatively speaking, it's pretty big compared to how many villas there are. I'm not sure if it has the most amount of equipment in the world, but it's definitely sizable and is going to tick all the boxes. And finally, here's the tour of the Deluxe Garden Pool Villa. There are two categories of garden pool villas. This one has a slightly larger outdoor space and a slightly larger pool. Each set of villas in this area has a courtyard with 4 villas attached to it. If you've been to other Fusion properties, you may see some similarities in these rooms. Also, if you've been to some of the FLC properties, FLC and Fusion were once affiliated, not so much anymore. But each, after going their own separate ways, have still maintained some of those similar design aesthetics in the brands. You can see the layout of the closets and everything like that is basically the same in this category of room. The only major difference, no Nespresso machine. Regrettable for me, but it is a lower category of room. On the other side, we have again a decent sized bathroom with that same style of floating bathtub. As we step outside, you can see what the biggest difference is between this pool villa and mine. First of all, there's a really big covered living room area. I believe it's also specific to the Deluxe garden villas though. And then you have a huge backyard and also a really big private pool. Note also, this private pool has proper stairs going down into it, so it's really easy for anybody to get in or out of. I think a room category like this would even be great for a family from the area to rent out for an afternoon barbecue. It's a great outdoor space. Well, that's all we have for you guys on this tour. We genuinely do hope that you enjoyed this tour. And if you have any feedback, feel free to leave it in the comments. If you enjoyed, please do subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. It really supports us to get to our goal of 60 resorts published in 2021.